Hello and good morning everybody. I hope you can all hear me well. I will just check that in about a couple of seconds. I am Felix, Berlin-based composer, and welcome to these hopefully again weekly Let's Make Music and Talk live stream. This is number 7 of that series. And yeah, I have no idea what we'll do today. Like maybe improvise a little bit. Oh, I have an idea because there's already Tito in chat who contacted me some time ago. Yeah, and wait a second. Yeah, okay, just checking if the sound is okay. Yeah, and we'll definitely look into the projects you wanted to look into, Tito. And I understand that it's pretty late where you are right now, so yeah, we'll do that like after the improvisation, because I usually start all my live streams with about 20 minutes of improvisation. I hope that's okay for you. Or, you know, if you want to go to sleep, I think it's 4 a.m. or something. So, okay, you know what? Let's switch up the schedule a little bit for you, and just dive right into these projects. Because as I understand, you wanted to know something about, what was it? One track, which actually not many people have seen. Oh, Lucy Waves is here. Good morning, and lots of beautiful hearts. Lots of beautiful hearts to you too. Wait, I'll do that in chat right now. I need more hearts in chat. Heart. What? Heart. There. Let's get as many beautiful hearts here as possible. Some pink ones, brown ones, black ones, white ones, like, and some hearts with an arrow. Okay. And I'm pretty sure I've lost like half of the people watching. But yeah, just go to look at the chat. It's pretty beautiful. Tito writes, "It's totally fine. I'm here for the journey." Okay, well, you know what? I usually do start my streams with the improvisation, and I would love to do that right now, because I haven't played piano for for like 4 weeks, or since the last live stream. I don't know when this was even. So it's been a long time, and I really miss this piano and miss the setup and miss, you know, improvising here. What I will do today, nonetheless, is record that session, because last time I basically forgot to press record, which is a shame, because there were some very good ideas in there, or one in particular. I think we'll get into that later as well. Oh, and by the way, there are some great news. I'll also get into that later. But things are happening right now. It's I think when the streams go like this, beautiful things start to happen. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, let me just start the recording here. Oh, and I'm completely out of frame. Okay, sorry. Alright, let's start a new session. I have these little templates here. Piano rack, which basically means piano recording, but that's not what I wanted. Live stream, that's what I wanted. Tito writes, you don't need to switch it up, just for me. Did I already read that out? I don't know. My brain is scrambled. because those of you who don't know, I just recently recovered from Corona. I finally got it, like after 2 years or something, which was horrible. Like the illness itself wasn't that bad, but my girlfriend, who's pregnant right now, also had it, and our daughter didn't have it, but she had to stay at home. And like being in quarantine for a week, not being allowed to go outside, and just with a 2-year-old child or 3-year-old child is it's believe me, you don't want to do that. But now things are getting better, and I'm finally able to stream, and let's see if there's, yeah, that's looking good. All right. Okay, people. So I think I am going to move to the piano, and we'll just make music for like 20 minutes, and just get into the zone. Oh man, I hope there's a better. I'm sorry. English is not my native language, so it's just my second. Whatever. I apologize for bad phrases. Yeah, Tito writes, glad you recorded though. Yeah, it's these live streams then again are a blessing as well, because I can also see how I played all that stuff. I can see the settings on the pedals and stuff like that. So that really helps. Okay, let me just stop the music. Yeah, I think I won't be able to talk a lot, but maybe that's better. Let's see what comes out of this. Maybe let's choose a key that's not C minor. F sharp minor. Okay, let's do F sharp minor. F-sharp minor, because why not? Good morning, Cornelius. I'll get into the pedal thing later, Tito. I've never really used the drum machine before here on live streams, but I'll try this time. think I'll do one last try, but that was not so good. Maybe we'll find something today, maybe not. That's how it is. Just one short little thing, and then we'll get on with it. these days where it's just meh. Right. Okay. Cornelius writes, "This is so good." Oh, okay. Well, thank you. Thank you. Hey, it's weird how my perception of things sometimes differ from other people's perception, but it's really, you know what? We'll listen back to this. We'll listen back to this soon, like next week, I hope. I think, and then we'll see if there was anything. Oh, okay. The kick drum is still going on here. Let me just turn this off. Okay. Okay, now that's fine. Let's see if everything is recorded. Whoops, that's a little bit loud. Loud. Too loud. Okay. Yeah, that seems okay, I think. Okay. So, Tito, on to your question. Sorry that you had to wait so long. I hope these were 20 minutes. Oh, it was a little bit more. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I hope you're not asleep by now. Anyway, your question was, what guitar pedals are those? Could you share a list with us later? Yeah, I mean, I can show you right now if you like. Let me just change the view. No, not that one. Yes, that one. So there are several pedals I'm using, but these ones are. Right, let me change this up a little. Just for reverb, this is the I would call it Neunaber immerse reverb, and this is actually the only stereo pedal on here. Wait, let me just change the microphone stand a little bit so I don't have to carry it. And it's actually a great reverb. It's pretty expensive for what I'm using it for, because I'm really just using it on this first setting and then just playing with these two knobs here. But that's the only stereo pedal, and it goes out of that pedal into the mixer. And all the rest is just mono. And the pedals I really use the most are these three from Chase Bliss Audio. This is the Mood, which is really great for like long textures. And I to be honest, I still haven't really figured out any of these completely. I just press some knobs and then things happen, and sometimes it sounds good, sometimes it doesn't sound good. I'm still trying to figure out when it sounds good, but yeah. I usually use this on the stretch mode and then just play around with it. But there's a whole delay section, and you can send stuff back and forth. It's really weird. This here, it's a delay, a Chase Bliss Habit, but it's also more. It's like a micro looper. Basically, all these pedals here are kind of loopers in a way. And like beyond, I have a second chain which is all in stereo with a lot more stuff, but I actually don't use that too much, at least right now. So there's just some more loopers, reverb, delay, and I just recently got this microcosm here, which I still haven't really figured out. Maybe I'll send it back. I don't know. You can't really send it back. I can just sell it again, but we'll see. Yeah, but like these three are the ones I mainly use, and some reverb attached to that. And the Blooper is really a crazy, wonderful looping machine with lo-fi capabilities and lots of crazy little happy accidents. And the Tensor is kind of a like mini, more controllable version of the Blooper, I think. And it definitely has its place because it's kind of different. And yeah, I like that, to create like micro mini loops that really just repeat over and over again and don't do too much other stuff with it. But you can also pitch it. Yeah, like these. I think if I had to choose one, I would take the Blooper. And then maybe some reverb pedal. And this is really just an EQ and some volume, some amplification. And yeah, this one, Instant Lo-Fi Junkie, is also great for creating this lo-fi texture, hard compressed sound. Yeah, but this is kind of the pedalboard I'm using right now, and I think there's no big need to change any of that, I think, at least for now. And yeah, I won't get into the pedal zoo down here, which are another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pedals, 2 reverb pedals, 1 delay, 2 loopers, and this microcosm thing, which is kind of all over the place. But yeah, that's it. All right. Oh, and there's some great news. Well, I think at least for me, it's pretty great news. I have to show you. Wait. So recently, some crazy stuff is kind of all over the place. No, what's no, I didn't want that. I'm sorry. So wait, what's happening here? That's kind of weird. Yeah, Spotify stats right now. So this year, like this is the beginning of the year, and this is October, where we are right now. And right now, yesterday, I had like 30,000 streams a day. And like my October is like revenue-wise will be like 2,000 something euros from streaming alone. Like it's going. It's really, really crazy right now, because if that continues, I mean, this is actually could turn into this is my job, basically. Like, it was not like before, like in the beginning of the year, where I thought, well, this is what I really, really want to do, but yeah. But it kind of, I can't, because, I don't get enough money from that. Like, has been, like, the beginning of the year was bad, but the rest of 2021 was also always like 600, 700 euros, something like that. And now it's really taking off. And the good thing is that's not, I mean, I don't know if it's good or bad, but it's, and here, this is also a crazy one. Like, oh, okay, that's pretty low, actually. Like, the last time I checked, this was always above 100. But usually that's in the evening. And I remember, like, being really happy when this number was higher than 10. And now it's like, I'm like, oh, it's just 50. It's so weird. It's so weird right now. And the good thing is that most of these streams are coming from algorithmic playlists. So even if I get kicked off all the Spotify editorial playlists, they still just make up a quarter of the streams I get. No, a third. I can't do math. So that's pretty big for me. I mean, most of these streams are coming from Berceuse, but there again, I mean, look at this. This is crazy. Yeah, and there again, 62% of that is from algorithmic playlists, and I think these are the ones which recommend, like, hey, you like this track, why not try that track? Like the radio playlist on Spotify, the algorithmic ones. Yeah, right, this one here. And all the other ones are also doing okay. Like, it's not bad, but like radio is just 147,000 as compared to the editorial ones, which, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy right now. And I think Spotify might have changed something with the algorithm in October, or somebody might have released a track that's similar to Berceuse. And this gets, I have no idea what's happening, but yeah, it's happening. And simultaneously, like around this time here, when things started to rise, a lot of labels actually contacted me, and not just like small labels, but also major labels. Like I'm actually today will be talking to a major label person. Oh, like, yeah, no, it's pretty fucking big. And I had a talk yesterday with another great label, and they want to partner up with me, and I don't really know what to do, honestly. I have no idea what I'm doing. The only thing I kind of have an idea of is how to make Spotify numbers go. But yeah, it's really crazy right now. It's like, yeah, I will wait. Chat. This is so good. Tito writes, no, that was beautiful. No apologies necessary. Yeah, I tend to apologize a lot, but that's me. Thank you, Tito. Lucy Waves writes, having pedals and not knowing entirely what they do is the standard. Yeah, especially with Chase Bliss pedals, I think. And it's also, I feel like it's still that way. It keeps this magic of being a child in its play stuff store, where you just have no idea what you're doing, but it makes funny noises and has squeaky colors, and you like it. And have no idea. Like I want to keep this energy of not really knowing what you're doing and being amazed and like surprised at what comes out of that. And then of course you have to judge: is this a good sound? Is this a bad sound? Or what? I mean, subjectively, right? And that's still something you have to do. But like having this wonder, the sense of wonder when you're working with these pedals. And you never really know what comes out of it. It's really something I enjoy. Tito writes, that's incredible. Teach me your ways. I do this lately. My daughter really likes it. I think that's why I'm doing it. Anyway, honestly, I have no idea what I'm like. Really, I have no idea how this industry works. All I know is what worked for me, and that was just what starts to work for me. Like if you look at the stats worldwide from 2015, like most of the people watching this already know this story, so I'm going to shorten it down a little bit. But back then, when my daughter was born in May 2019, I thought, okay, well, maybe I should start looking into the Spotify thing, and I started to try to promote my music. And just take a track I already have and build some kind of marketing campaign around it on social media. And then I got instead of just having 0 or 1 stream a day, I suddenly got 2, 5, 20, 30, 20, 10. So it was kind of wiggling a little bit, and I started just to release music every couple of weeks. I tried to, at least. Not really consistently, but then at some point, one of the tracks I released and pitched through Spotify for artists got on at that time, pretty small playlist. At least judging from right now. And that was the Not Quite Classical. Right now, it's pretty big. It has almost 400,000 subscribers, likes. When I got onto that playlist, it was much smaller. At I don't know, a couple of thousand, not even tens of thousands, but a couple of thousand listeners or likes. And I was freaking out. This was probably one of the happiest moments since my daughter was born in my life. When I saw this, you've been added to this play. It was really crazy. And then I was getting constantly 400, 700, sometimes 300 streams, something. I kept on releasing stuff. The next album after that I tried to release didn't really work on Spotify. And I think it also didn't really work because I was trying to imitate that one track that had this, for me at that point, major success. So I think that's also something I took away from that, is just not trying to recreate something you've done, but really just be the person you are right now. And so go take it from there. Then I was trying some stuff with Instagram ads and paying a lot of money for to reach people. And the only thing it really did was boosting my followers here on Spotify, these little boops here. No, that's the wrong word. These little, that's what I would say in German. These little flups. I call them flups now. These are the flups. You see the flups? These little things were marketing campaigns on Instagram where I paid 500 euros or something. For me, crazy amount of money. But that's what it did. Apart from that, I don't even know if these people who have been following me are really that committed to hearing new music from me. So I'm not really sure how well that was. Then I, at some point, that was the important part, realized that you have to just, at least that's what started to work for me, and that's what I started around here, in September, beginning of this year. To just constantly release a single every 5-6 weeks. And of course, this has to be good. And I also put a lot of money into recording these singles and the music. Like I rented out a studio space, invited musicians, session musicians to record with them. And basically, instead of spending money on Instagram ads or anything like that, just take all the money I got from like this here. Oh, and by the way, this was Berceuse, this little blob here. And yeah, you know, I have no idea which track will be good or bad and which will be doing well or not. Yeah, if I'm like 70% sure that it's okay, I'm going to release it and then just see what happens. And you know, I think it's also important not to spam the algorithm and spam Spotify with music, because they're getting like 60, 70, 80,000 tracks every day uploaded, of which obviously the majority won't make it anywhere. But you know, I think it's just taking your time, maybe make a little music video, promote that one track on your socials, like, and after you've released the one single, just 2 weeks later, publish a music video, and then do some more marketing, and then the next single comes. So, and I felt like that's what I started doing here around like the beginning of 2020, and that's when I started to see this growth. And now it's just really, it's mental. It's like yesterday was, yeah. And it's like every time I looked at this, like each new peak was looking like this. So in my mind, this might also keep on growing like that. And there's actually, I mean, if I keep on releasing stuff and just keep on doing that and put out the best music I can put out, honestly, there's no reason why this should not like even grow over way bigger. I mean, and I think actually, I mean, I have no idea how labels actually work and why at around that time suddenly not all the labels, but many important players in the niche I'm working in started to contact me. Was that maybe they saw this as well? I don't know. And I really have no idea what to do now. So I even have no idea what to ask that person that's going to talk to me today from that major label. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm like this very naive little guy who just has no idea what he's doing. Well, anyway, yeah, that's it. Lucy Waves writes, "Yay, congratulations, so well deserved." I don't know, but it's thank you. I mean, I really have a problem just saying yes, thank you. Wait a second. Tito writes, "That's how I found you. Thank you." Oh, really? You found me through the algorithm? Well, that's beautiful. Thank you, Tito. Thank you for sharing, because that's pretty interesting as well. Also, by the way, do you also make music? Because we have this little playlist here. Where are you? Stream Team playlist. Which is basically a list with music from people who are regular listeners, watchers of these live streams. I can't find it right now. Shimmering strings, no, that's all. Yeah, Stream Team community. Yeah, with just some music of other people who are also regularly watching these live streams. So if you want to be part of that and you're also making music, I'll just post that link into the copy link into the. Where is it? Where's my Discord? Wait. Discord. Okay, I'll just paste this here. So yeah, if you're interested, and if you make music, just let me know. And like the next time you're here, I will just add it to that playlist, so the other people can know what type of music you make. I think that's a nice way of just getting to know each other on a different level. Yeah. Lucy Waves writes, "What to do? Get a lawyer." Yeah, I do have a great lawyer here in Berlin, whom I she also checked the contracts I've been setting up with sync deals, because there were some TV shows, or it wasn't Netflix, but it was another big streaming service that wanted to use some of my music, and yeah, the contracts for that I checked with her, and I will definitely check with her to see what these if these contracts are good for me or not. Tito writes, just make sure the deal you get is worth it. Don't sign the first deal you get. Yeah, well, the problem is I have no idea what's worth it. That's my huge problem. I know how to operate in this this Spotify ecosystem, because that's what I've been doing for like 3 years now, and I'm now seeing success with what I'm doing. So I have at least some kind of idea what to do there. But apart from that, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know how this whole business works, and I don't know how people get screwed over or don't get screwed over. But honestly, the talks I've had right now with mostly indie labels have been really good. Like, there were a couple of labels I really could see myself working with. But yeah, I'm really interested to see what's going to happen now. Today. Tito writes, living in Nashville, Tennessee, the music business is something I've become quite familiar with over the years. Oh, okay. Oh, wait, no. A lot of friends in the industry you should talk to. Just let me know and I'll contact you. Yeah. Yeah, actually that would be quite interesting to see. Also for me, like the big question is, why should I join a label? Because right now I have like income that's basically covering my rent and my like most of my expenses. So, I mean, obviously this is not necessarily very sustainable. Like one change in the algorithm with Spotify, or one playlist placement I've lost, and things go down again, you know. And that could just happen tomorrow, or in a year, or never. I don't know. So it feels like right now I have all my eggs in one basket, so to speak. So, but still, I don't complain, right? I would love to be on Apple Music and Deezer and all these other places, because that would actually, I mean, I am on these platforms, but I'm not getting any substantial streams there or any revenue. And maybe a major label could help with that. I'm pretty sure they could. Yeah, but I don't know. I really don't know. Lucy Waves writes, that's actually Taylor Swift's advice before talking to labels: get a lawyer. Before talking to labels. Yeah, maybe. But I wouldn't know what to ask her, but maybe she would know. I mean, she's very good, like, entertainment lawyer, music entertainment lawyer, so she should know. I don't know. Lucy Waves writes, I found you from a Reddit post, don't remember which sub exactly. Yeah, that's when I still was trying to get people to listen to my music by making YouTube tutorials about like production techniques and stuff like that, and was actively posting that on Reddit. And the funny thing is that started to work. Like I saw that there was some growth and it was kind of consistent. But at some point I thought, do I really want to be that guy making tutorial videos on YouTube, or do I want to make music? And then I started to do some. Started looking into how many people there are that are making these YouTube tutorial videos that are at the same time really successful, like performing artists or recording artists, and I didn't find any really. Like most of the people that make these tutorials are really good at making tutorials, but not really good at making music. So sorry, I guess there are, but at least not very good at marketing their music or building a career as a musician, which is more than YouTube tutorials. So I stopped doing that and started focusing on this here. And yeah, 3 years later or 2 years later, it's kind of starting to work. Tito writes, I do make music, working on my first classical ambient EP. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's kind of a kind of seems to fit pretty well. That's why I sent you that track to listen to. Ah, yeah, right. Oh, okay. Wanderer is here. I'm just going to pronounce your name in German. Wanderer. Wanderer. I don't know. He or she writes, "Hi, completely missed the beginning of the stream." Well, no, you didn't miss anything, really. And I mean, you can also just rewind and go back and listen to that. But yeah, now we're live right now. So, Lucy Waves writes, "During the meetings, make a face like what they're talking about is total shit." And don't let them think you're feeling awesome about being noticed. Well, I do feel pretty awesome about being noticed. But then again, I'm in my 30s right now. I have been working in like the music business in a sense that I've been a composer for film and theater and audiobooks for 15 years now, and I have been doing this professionally for a long time. Yeah, there is, and I did get some exposure and some so I'm not that thrilled about people noticing. I am thrilled in a way, like let's say 60% thrilled, but yeah, yeah. But I mean, in the end, I don't want to think that people contact me to screw me over, because I generally don't think that that's the case. I still do think they contact me because they think they can like grow the pie, which they will definitely have a slice of then, and like make money, because that's, let's be honest, that's a big part of what labels do. Like they also need to make money and to make their work or to do their work. But yeah, I want to believe that people contact me in like with the best interest in mind, and don't want to screw me over. But maybe that's naive. I don't know. Yeah, but then again, I will need to see a really good reason to work with a label, because right now it's kind of working without a label and without a management and without a team, with just me doing that stuff here. So yeah. Okay, anyway, Tito, I'm so sorry. It's 1 hour into the stream and we still haven't looked at the project you wanted to look at. So Tito just joined the Discord server, and by the way, if you're watching this, we have a Discord server. I think the link should be in the description of this video. And he sent some music he made, and right away I listened to it, and right away I could tell that it was done with MIDI libraries, like MIDI string libraries, which I would not do that. I mean, there are certain things you can do with MIDI libraries that don't sound like it's a MIDI library. Yeah, but I would really always try to hire real musicians and write for real musicians. And if anything, go to Fiverr, find some string players, a cellist, a violinist, write something for them, and just see what happens. If you can, I mean, if you're in Tennessee and the music industry is, or like there's a lot of like musicians there, meet some of them, meet one violinist and just write something for him. It will always be much better than these string libraries. Yeah, at least that's my opinion. So wait a second. Releases. I think it was Mia. Yeah, it was Mia. That's yeah, and the only track on this album that actually got some kind of wait, what is it? Impros, maybe there. Wait, I did download it, so it should be. What is it? I am so sorry, people. Final Parade. Yes. Oh, it's not. What? I'm sorry, I did download it, so I'm going to do that again. Make available offline. So sorry. Yeah, and we're just going to look at this real quick. I can start by that's the most important thing. Showing you what I started with. And I did start by just writing this here, which looks like like a lot. I mean, it's actually not that much. I just wanted to write something and then record it with the cello here. So yeah, and then I basically just had these voices, and I sat here with my cello and recorded each and every one of them, and that's it. And it's really just these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bars, I think. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 7 bars. And that's basically just repeating over and over again. Wait, just let me stop this. Yeah, basically it's really just these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bars, repeating over and over again. And I think if you want to have I can also, if you like, I can send these the score into, I can put that into the Discord as well, server thing. Yeah, here's a piano reduction. That's I think that's what I started with. Like, I was basically just playing these 7 chords, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, and then I basically just arranged these. Every single voice then became a single voice I played on the cello. But again, I did record. I wanted to write something I could actually record myself. Well, let me see if I can find it here. Oh, Final Parade. Yeah, it's probably not going to find it without my name. Yes, this one here. I mean, it does have 30,000 plays. Yeah, and like I said, it's the most successful track from this, like, at least streaming-wise. Boomerang writes, hey, happy to see you streaming. Yeah, I'm so happy myself, because I have not been able to do that for weeks and weeks and weeks. You know, first I had to go to theater in Constance, where I was for almost 2 weeks. Then I came back and thought, let's begin working, and then my daughter got sick. Probably Corona. Then my girlfriend and I got sick. Definitely Corona. And now finally, this was like a shitty situation, and then every time I thought things would stop and things would get better, there's another cherry on top of that shitty cake. It was just horrible, and I'm so happy to be back, really. Yeah. Tito writes, yeah, I'm definitely going to re-record that demo with real string players. Yeah, you should, I think. It's good to know that you always use live strings. Send the score to Discord, please. Yeah, okay, I can do that. And then, I mean, when I was done recording that, I started to just improvise with the violin. Okay, I'm just going to yeah, I'm just not going to write anything else, just going to post that. So if you want to download these scores, you can do that now. Please don't steal anything. Or, yeah, but I mean, you can steal it if you like. It's not like I don't know how this would work, actually. No idea. I think if you want to use that, feel free to do it. Feel free to do it. Yeah. Well, actually, like this, it's a pretty simple chord progression, actually. But Tito asks, you played the strings yourself, right? Yes, I did. That was like 10 years ago. Oh, maybe even 20 years ago. Man, I'm old. A long time ago, I wanted to learn the cello, so I was watching lots of YouTube tutorials and bought the cheapest cello I could get, which was still expensive. And yeah, just started to learn the cello. And then I thought, okay, but I want to record something with string quartet, so I also started to learn to play the violin. Never really had any official like lessons or anything, but really just watched YouTube tutorials. And right now I think I can, like, this Final Parade was entirely recorded by me. It's just me I mean, it's okay. It's and that was the whole point of this piece, to write something that I could actually play. It was just one note. And I mean, if in doubt, you'll just do 10 takes of this one note, and yeah, in the end, just comp all this together, which is a lot of work. But then, yeah, in the end, it kind of works. Okay, it's downloaded. Operate number 2. Yeah, you hear these kind of answer things. These are completely improvised. So, and yeah, there's not really too much to it apart from that. Actually, I think. Open the project, please. Please, you can do it. Come on. Save. Oh yeah, we need to save that. Let's not do the same mistake again. Releases. This will be part of a new release. Impros. Live stream. Impro number 7. Right. But yeah, this would have definitely sounded better if it was a studio recording with professional musicians, I think, at least. But yeah, that's the whole project here. Let me just stop it. Stop it. Stop! What are you doing? Yeah, thank you. Okay. So where are the... and I was still considering... I remember, originally this should have been like this huge synthesizer orchestra thing that's building and building and building. Like recorded with a whole orchestra. Okay. That's what it originally was, and then I thought, I don't have an orchestra, and this sounds like sounds like crap. And I actually wrote this whole orchestral arrangement and everything. I remember. Yeah. Lucy Braves writes, gotta go for now. Lovely seeing you. So happy for your success. Have a great week. Thank you, Lucy. It has been a pleasure having you here again. And thank you for your Twitter mentions, by the way. I really appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you for being here. It was nice having you. Seeing you next week. Hopefully. But yeah, it's not too bad, actually. I mean, this is a MIDI orchestra, right? So okay, anyway. Yeah, but that's obviously not what I was looking for. Final Parade Chili, that's the one. So please open that. I don't know what's happening today. It's kind of slow here. No, don't save. And I'm pretty sure that this is really just all the voices. Yeah, that's it. We have the cello, and I just recorded each and every single one of these lines, so we can solo this. Oh, and I had this little altar boy, which is a plugin by... this doesn't load because it's an older version, but yeah, which I basically used as some kind of pitch correction tool, because my intonation wasn't that spot on, and I really don't like going back and fiddling around with this pitch shift thing here, because it's really, I don't know, it takes a lot of time. So it's much easier to just slap on this little altar boy and on every track, I think. And yeah, that's it. That's it, really. And then I think all these things here are really just improvised. But that's it. So it's really a simple track, actually. Which also tells me that things don't have to be really complicated and big to reach people. Yeah. Tito asks for cello 2 violins. Maybe I don't know. Let's have a look again. I'm pretty sure that wait, this is, what is this here? Ah, okay. This is from the Dorico playback. And I think I still had this as some kind of backing track. And it's really just these 7 chords. That's it. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, 6 cello. And 1, 2, 3, 4 violins, and another 1, 2, 3 cello on top of that. Yeah, but I don't know. What sorry. What I found was that it's really interesting if you're playing, like I'm like, I studied piano since I'm like this small, so this is the instrument I can really play, and I think musically in piano chords and stuff like that. But as soon as I start to play like a melody instrument like the violin or the cello, I start to think differently, and like adding these what's also interesting is just adding this layer after layer. It's pretty dangerous because things can get messy pretty quickly, but like all these added notes, the 7th and 9th and all these Vorhalt, I don't know what's Vorhalt in English, but all these tension building chords and tension relieving intervals, I would have never found if I had written that purely on the piano. So it's really just out of the moment, and it, yeah. I don't know. There's what I'm trying to say is there's a big benefit of using another instrument than the ones you're comfortable with, and just writing something really, really simple that you could actually play, and then just taking it from there. And you can hear, without little altar boy, its intonation is kind of problematic. Yeah. Intonation is really bad. Yeah, but I think I also didn't care at that point because I knew there's this plugin that's going to pitch correct that. The bad thing about this is that it's also taking out like little vibrato stuff. That's also gone at that point. Tito writes, it's so interesting to me, especially how this track grows, that you recorded these in isolation. I'm guessing you automated the volume as well. No, that's the beautiful thing about recording. Oh, wait, don't let me say anything. That's not true in the end, but no, I didn't do any automation here. That's the beautiful thing of not working with sample libraries, is that you just can rely on the instrument. It will always be better, even if you're recording in a shitty room like that. With a shitty instrument, with a shitty string player like me, it still sounds better than any string library. It sounds more human, more fragile, more real. And that, I think, at least for now, that's something which is really hard or close to impossible to recreate using just sample libraries. Maybe we'll get there, but yeah, for now. You know, there's so much dirt in here and so much like little scratches, and I mean, if you're just listening to this one line of the violin, and that's me playing, right? I mean, I added some reverb and did some EQ and some compression, and oh, even the reverb is not on here, but there is some reverb. Right, and I've just gradually become louder in my playing, and that's it. Like there's no any automation on this. Um, Boomerang writes, well, now I need a cello. Yeah, you do. I think everybody needs a cello. A cello is a great instrument, just like the clarinet. Especially because the cello can go really high, like almost as high as the violin can. It's not really comfortable up there on the cello, but it can go there, and it can go really, really deep. What I really like, though, is this combination of cello and violin, because then you really have this sound of a, like, and this sounds like shit right now because the intonation is off, but yeah. No, it's okay. I think violin and, I mean, obviously these instruments are made to sound great together, but yeah, it's like take a violin, take a cello, maybe you have viola even in a deeper register or something, add them together, just record single notes, which I'm pretty sure every one of you can do, and yeah, just write something using that. And I think this limitation in possibilities you have can also be a huge boost to your creativity, but that's an old story, right? Tito writes, on this track, my favorite thing is the call and response aspect. Yeah, that's the thing I also liked, and that was something I hadn't planned for. That was just, okay, I was releasing this bottom thing here, and then I thought, oh, wait, why not play this response thing to it? And then it was adding one note. Like first it was just this, and then I added more and more stuff on top of that. And that's also the beautiful thing of doing this yourself. Like if you were in a recording studio with 10 musicians sitting there, you could not just say, now you can't you just improvise something like in response to this? And it just doesn't work. Like, and the bigger the ensemble gets, the more difficult this is. So yeah, so even if you don't really play the instruments, if you have them there and just play a little bit, this was, and I mean, I'm figuring you do play some kind of instrument well enough to write some stuff like that. And as soon as you have like a musical brain, I don't know, yeah, you can do that. That's pretty good. Tito writes, I freaking love this. I honestly thought this was a studio recording. Ooh, okay. I'm thank you. I honestly thought this was a studio recording, and I've recorded strings in a studio before. Great job, mate. You've given me so many ideas for my EP now. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, and I mean, the great thing is just do it. And it's kind of, and I mean, I don't know how your how your music publishing streaming thing is going right now, but for me, after like 2-3 years, I started to make like at least 400 or 500 euros a month, and now it's really going. Maybe it's going down again. I don't know, and I have no idea what will happen with the labels. But it's possible. That's the crazy thing. I would have never thought that this is actually something that could actually work, like that. This is crazy to me. This is really crazy to me. But yeah. Especially thinking like I was at a point where I was like in my theater job, which was kind of my day job. Day job was a composer for films, theater, audiobooks, but mainly theater, and that meant traveling like 20-25 weeks every year and not being at home, which is really hard to do if you have children. So at that point I thought, well, maybe I need to look for some alternatives and just do like one theater production every year. And now I'm thinking maybe 0 theater productions and a tour. I have no idea. I don't know. And still, I really love to work with the people I know from the theater world. And it's really great to work with people. So it's a lot of fun, especially when they have some skills that you don't have. Yeah. It's Anyway, what I'm trying to say in a long roundabout way is, do it. Just do it. And I think eventually you will see some kind of success. Pretty sure about this. Anyway, what I also wanted to do today is listen to the improvisation from last week, because that was kind of good. Last week's improvisation was kind of good, I think. I won't save this now. You wanted to see String Machine. Right, I'm sorry. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, let's have a look at String Machine. That's from... And there's another interesting story behind this. String Orchestra. There was one project, one audiobook project, where the director had some temp tracks, so tracks that he liked, and he wanted some music that was kind of similar. And the music was from, like, lots of great music actually, from Ben Frost, by Ben Frost. Oh wait, no, the naming here is still really bad. But I think I named it String Machine from the very beginning. Oh god, this is a String Machine project, so maybe that's it. That could be it, yeah. And that's again all recorded here in this shitty room with a shitty instrument and a shitty musician. Not shitty musician, but a shitty cello player and a much more shitty violin player. So there is hope. String Machine. Yeah, let's hope this... I mean, there are the stems for it. I think, yeah, there was one, another film production that used this. That's why I had the stems here. Hey, and by the way, if you like the link to the stems, I can send you that if you like. But yeah, just let me know. String Machine. It's one of my favorite tracks actually from that album. I really like it. Yeah, it will take some time to load. And that was actually, like, the audiobook was actually the point where I thought, okay, maybe I can try to record a whole orchestra here in this room by just stacking recordings. And yeah, it kind of worked okay. Tito writes, that song is one of my absolute favorites, and I'm curious about the synth. Okay. Oh, I don't have the synth anymore. First of all, thank you. Thank you so much, Tito. Tito writes, yes, please send me the stems or even the Ableton project. I'm an Ableton guy. Yeah, okay, you know what? Then I can just send you the link to that folder. And I think I won't put this into the Discord because... Oh well, why not? I mean, why not? The good thing about not being on a label is I don't have to think about that. Like, what about the rights to this? Is this kind of... But yeah, I'll just copy the Dropbox link and put that into Discord. So if you like to see, look at that project, yeah, feel free to do so. Minilog. So I think that's all the files. These are deactivated. Yeah, I think we have almost all the files. I haven't listened back to this. Whoa, this is too loud. Okay, that's two synthesizers, and that was on the Minilog. I don't have it anymore because I didn't use it after that. Yeah, this one, Korg Minilog. It's a great synth, great little synth. Yeah, but I really didn't use it for 2 years after that, and so I basically just sold it. It's two synth tracks, one left, one right, playing very similar stuff, I think, but automating the reverb and the delay. And the Minilog has a great little where is it? Here, this delay reverb section where you can modulate it to create these things, and I may have used a MIDI track and then used both hands to change the recording, I think. Yeah. Yeah, and this one has a little less attack. Yeah, I think I was just playing with the settings of that synth, with the parameters, while there was a MIDI track feeding that. And then building up the... Yeah. That's actually pretty good. I like it. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, and that's just another version. One is penned left, one is penned right, and that's it. Yeah, the violin here is... What's... that's me.
Kommen wieder alle Streicher zusammen und spielen immer so Glissandi zu einem Melodieton nach oben und danach wieder auseinanderbrechend nach unten und auseinanderflattern.
Funny.
Und dann immer wieder oben auf dem Glissando, nach dem Glissando oben.
These are like comments I recorded while listening back to it, and I didn't want to forget about these ideas, so I just recorded that. Funny. It's still in there. I was just saying, I know there are strings which go like wide and then meet again and then go up and down like this, like an accordion or something. Yeah, and that's me on the violin. Oh, and I remember like this exact thing, recording this, my like at that point, like 1 year old or even like a couple of year old daughter was lying on my legs, and I was playing this violin part because like she was kind of sleeping, but not really. And at some point, there must be some kind of wah. Wait, where is it? Yeah. Can you hear her? Can you hear this? That's like my daughter just woke up because it was playing so bad. So, wait. Oh, that's kind of funny. Yeah, I remember that. And then I'm saying like, no, honey, that's oh, my dear, it's all good. Yeah. Anyway, that's how I recorded that, like note for note, with my little daughter on my lap. So yeah, and yeah, and then again, like all the other stuff is really just a lot of recordings of whoops. And that's just me about 20 times playing yeah, and I really like this. It's a little bit like Penderecki or like all these like in German it would be Neue Musik people. And then obviously this like people in film music stole this and then I stole it as well. But I think it's legitimate. Yeah, but I think that's the whole track really. What's this? Ah, okay. Yeah, I really liked this idea back then. Tito writes, yeah, you would get in trouble for that stuff. I guess you're referring to just sharing the project files online. Yeah, I think I would. But hey, how else are you meant to help other people grow, right? Yeah, I mean, you know, I wish at that point in my career I was like 3 years ago there was some live streamer talking about that stuff and showing me that there is actually a legit viable path to doing this with very limited resources and making this something that you could actually, you know, yeah, make a living off. Because right now I see that there is kind of a possibility, and I could, pull through all that, like all these 3 years of. I mean, there was some kind of constant rise in streaming numbers and in people following and people mentioning and other people noticing my music. But it was really slow, which is fine. But I still had my main job as composer for films and theater and stuff like that. So and because of that, I was able to just keep on doing this. And there were times where I had like a couple of weeks or months sometimes where I didn't have any big job, and I could use all that time to promote, to write music for myself in a way. But I wish, if there would have been somebody who just told me, okay, you can actually do that. If you do that long enough, you will probably, with all the possibilities you have today, see some kind of success. And I mean November 1st, almost 30,000 streams in a single day. That's even a couple of weeks ago, that was unthinkable for me. One thing that's kind of weird, not weird, but kind of concerning for me is that if you look at the red line here are the followers, like people who actually go to Spotify and say, follow, I would love to hear more from that artist. That number is not rising as fast as the streams are rising. And that tells me that the people streaming my music here are not necessarily people who would like care enough to come to a concert or buy merch, or who are really could become actual fans of the music I write. So I don't know. I think like in streaming numbers right now, it's like 600,000 something streams a month, with I guess like 240,000 people listening. And I think a more reasonable number would be like 5% of my follower base, which would be something like 70,000, 60,000 people a month listening. So, and I think that's something that if it all crumbled back, that would probably be a number that it would go back to. And that's why my main goal is to actually increase the followers I have on Spotify right now. Apart from just branching out onto other streaming platforms and just trying to release music constantly. That's my strategic approach right now. But yeah, I think that this number here of followers is actually pretty important. Wanderer writes, aha, new sample. Yeah, I mean, you can sample this if you like, but please credit me for this, at least. And I mean, if you seriously, if you're using any of this, you can do that, but please contact me first. It's not a problem, but I would just like to know. It would be really bad if my performance rights organization, who have all the sound files and are actively scanning, the web and videos and music for these, if they came to me and said, hey, somebody is using parts of your music. Did you know? So I would really try to avoid that. But yeah, if you just, I think the main thing why I'm doing that is for you to get an idea how this stuff was done, and that it doesn't take a huge orchestra and like literally. I mean, obviously you need to pay for Ableton, you need to pay for the instruments and the microphones and the interface. But if once you've done that, and you don't need the best microphones and you don't need the best cello and the best room and whatever, you can really just go low budget and just record stuff like that in your home studio, because that's what I did, and yeah, it kind of works. Wanderer writes, oh yeah, not for me. I was asking about the baby crying. New sample for me. Oh, okay, yeah. I don't know. But it's funny to actually hear that because I haven't, right now she's like 3 years old, and it's like very she can speak very well and is a very clever person and doesn't do that anymore. It's just more like that. So this is kind of a small look into the past, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, Tito, I hope I answered your question and showed you the project enough to like get an idea of how this thing was done. Yeah, if you have any questions, just go onto the Discord server. I'm trying to be as active as I can on there, which I haven't been really doing in the past. But yeah, I'm trying to answer as quickly as I can. If you have any questions, yeah. Tito writes, I'm really blown away by the simplicity of the recording process for you. I guess it speaks to your skill as a composer. I really can't handle compliments very well, but thank you. Your skill as a composer, that it could be recorded so simply in your home and sound amazing. Thank you. Well, yeah, it's so funny. When I listen to it, I think, well, this might have sounded so much better if good musicians played that in a good room with good microphones and a good recording setup. But yeah, I feel like it's okay. Like it's for what it is, it kind of works enough for me to publish it. So, and that speaks to something. Oh, one thing I really liked about this string machine thing was this thing here, and I don't really remember how I did that, honestly. I think this was this was still my old setup where I had the Camper amp, the Camper profiling amp, and all my synthesizers were going through that. And this amp had the advantage that when it was clipping, it had this warm analog. It wasn't analog, obviously, but a warm analog sounding distortion, which you can hear as well here. And I think this loop was something, I have no idea how this loop was recorded. That must have been with one of the very simple looper. Let's see, because I really liked that sound, and I tried to recreate it, and I wasn't able to. Let's see. Yeah, that was some kind of loop. So I actually must have recorded that loop before I started to record in Ableton. No, that must have been the tensor, because that was probably recorded with the tensor pedal I just showed you in the beginning. Like this loop, and then I added, like, some reverb was added, I think, as well, and all that ran through the Camper amp. Yeah, and then I just started to play some stuff to it. This is basically just improvisation, I think. Yeah. Tito writes, in Nashville, if you don't have the best musicians, no one will take you seriously. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit the same here as well. But in the end, I don't care. I care about if it sounds okay. And I mean, who the hell cares about the people in Nashville taking you seriously or not? I mean, you can just upload it to Spotify and see what the editors think, and they are important, I think. But another funny thing I just recently noticed was. I just have this playing in the background, was that when I looked at the playlist I was added to, there was some weird stuff going on. I mean, there are the usual, I'm incredibly grateful to Spotify that they put me on these playlists, which is really great. But then there was stuff like relaxing classical guitar, and this track is actually a string quartet, so I'm thinking, hey, is that a mistake? And then there's no date this was added to, and then it gets a little weirder. I mean, Light Academia, I could understand that, I could see that, but not really. Then this is Jean-Michel Blay? I don't know. Okay. Opal was on atmospheric piano, but just really short, like 14 plays. I have no idea. Creative Focus. So there's lots of other playlists, like editorial Spotify playlists I was added to, but just for a really short time, like 3 streams or 6 streams. Brain Food. Like a lot of really good playlists where I'm thinking, if I would be able to get on these playlists, I would... that would be wonderful. But I'm thinking maybe this playlisting, especially when you consider that there are like 80,000 tracks a day being uploaded to Spotify, maybe Spotify has some kind of algorithm that determines which playlists artists get featured on, and then afterwards some human has to check if that's actually a good idea or not. So but yeah, otherwise I can't really explain why suddenly there are all these playlists which are in my niche, right? All of this would be oh, this is Grant Brothers, which is great, because Grant Brothers are actually they've studied with me, went to the same university. They were 1 year below me, but we graduated at the same time, almost in the same room next to each other. Yeah, they've become pretty big as well. Pretty big as well, just like me. No. Oh my god. It's getting to my head. No, I'm really just a little big goopy fish in a huge sea of sharks and whales. But I'm growing just incrementally. No, but what I'm trying to get at is that I think this playlisting is not just done by one person. Not by one person listening to all the tracks, but probably an algorithm helping that person. Wanderer writes, oh funny, I like Jean-Michel Blay. I never check artist playlists. Maybe I should. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I've actually never heard of him, to be honest. And that's something I will change. But yeah, it's kind of weird seeing these playlists pop up here. Which again, I'm not really added to, or I've not really officially been added to, but well, there's no date. And in some cases it doesn't really make sense. For example, relaxing classical guitar. And I also never got an email saying, hey, congratulations, you've been added to this playlist. So I don't know. Yeah, anyway, I've been talking for quite a lot. Oh man, it's almost 12 p.m. a.m. I don't know, here in Berlin. That means I don't have too much time left, actually. Because usually I'm trying to just stream for 2 hours and then I still have to do some other stuff. But I would like, one thing I really would like to listen to now is last week's or last month, I don't know, live stream. I won't save that. Alright, because I really liked that track. Releases, next release, Impros, live stream number 6, yes. So this is just the audio from the live stream from October. It's 1 month ago. More than 1 month.
Welcome everybody to another live stream. I am Felix.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, let's see if I can find it. Okay, now that's better. Yeah, okay. I think here it starts. Tito writes, 6 a.m. in Nashville, off to bed. Thank you. Well, Tito, thank you for staying up, for spending your night with me. Thank you for spending... this sounds incredibly inappropriate. Thank you, Tito, for being here. I really do appreciate it. I'm also considering of moving these live streams to a more friendly time for people in the US. But yeah, right now it's like morning for me, and usually I get up, like take my daughter just to kindergarten, and then I can start to work, and that's when I start to live stream. But yeah, thank you, Tito, for being here. Thank you, really. I really do appreciate it. Tito writes, I'll try to make a habit. I love learning from you. Well, thank you, Tito. I really, like I said, I really do appreciate you being here. And all you other people watching this afterwards, I also really do appreciate all of you watching this. Yeah. Hey, and Tito, feel free to send me a track that you've like released, and like if you're here next time, I'll just put it on the stream team playlist here. Where is it? Yeah, you've seen it. Live stream community. Yes. Yeah. So I think yeah, maybe I'll also stop streaming now. But this, yeah, then we'll have to look at this next time. But because this was. Which is kind of a mix of Sia and FX Twin, like harmonically speaking. So it reminds me of a lot of music I like. Also this it still has a problem, and that's that it is basically just an outro to a song that, I don't know, it sounds like a long outro, intro or something. So it's, the main task would be to build that in a way that it kind of makes sense and isn't too boring. But I can really hear that growing and having this huge orchestral arrangement going on. Like orchestral, I'm talking like some strings. Wanderer writes, by the way, you have a Discord server, right? Can't find any link. Oh, you can't find it? That's bad. Wait. I thought I had put one into the description of this video, but apparently I did not. Let me... I'll post one in chat right now. And hopefully I'll correct that, because that's a little bit bad. Should not be that way. Wait. Okay, Discord is downloading some kind of update here. Okay, let's do it differently. YouTube. Go live. And here, where's the chat? Okay. Wait, what's the link to? I'm such a noob, I have no idea how to... Can I just right click and say share or something? And I don't use Discord enough. Wait, I have an idea. Boom, 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 boom. Discord. Alright, I've just posted a link in chat, so and yeah, I'm definitely going to change the description of this video afterwards to incorporate all the links that you would need. It's pretty dark here. Wait, can you see that? Yeah, that's better, I think. Wanderer writes, cool, thanks. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. So this is definitely something that I will work on for the next album. Yep. Yeah, I like that. Okay, I just got your message, Wanderer. Bum, 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 bum. I will winke dir zu. Okay. Yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. And again, the big question mark is how would that be? How could we develop that into something that would carry over 2-3 minutes? But I think it's possible. It's definitely possible. Because right now it's all the same over and over again, which can be good. I mean, we can also change the instruments, so in the end there could be just no piano anymore, but just a big string arrangement. We could change the registers, we could just take some... Yeah, there's lots of stuff that could make this into a longer track that actually works. At least for me. Yeah. Alright, we're closing in on 2 hours. Yeah, I think we'll... I will stop at this point. But yeah, it has been a pleasure to finally be live streaming again. Yeah, it's been a long time, and I really missed doing this. By the way, thanks to our latest subscriber here, MH. Happy to see you here. Nice to have you. And thank you, Wanderer. Wait, I'll just put on some other music here because I'm also talking there, and that's not cool. I'm sorry, I'm weird sometimes. Yeah, thank you everybody for being here. Wanderer, Tito was here. Lucy Waves, and I think, oh yeah, Boomerang, and I think that's it. And Cornelius was here, Cornelius Damrich. By the way, I saw your stream the other day. I was really tired and it wasn't live, but yeah, looked pretty great. Yeah, thanks everybody. Thank you all for being here. It was a pleasure having you, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you all very soon. Again, I think the next live stream I will do next week, next Thursday. This one will still be at 10 AM Central European Time, but I'm looking into a way to move these live streams to a more friendly time for people like in Latin America, Northern America, Canada, and all these places, because that's actually where my main audience at the moment is, and I think you should not have to be spending your night watching these live streams to actually take part. So I'm looking into that. Anyway, thank you everybody again. I'm repeating myself. Thanks everybody for watching. See you soon.